how David intros. He's jumping all over the fucking room.
Yeah, I just bullshit my way in there.
There you go.
That's what I'm doing too. Oh.
No way. Still talking about 8 guys.
Dude, I literally just said I was at work all fucking day talking to customers. Like, I'm a little slow. I'm sorry.
You know what, Macy? You got this. Put some oomph in your step.
Welcome, everybody. Congratulations. You're listening to the Med Podcast. That stands for M. Macy. That's me.
Hello? Like,
Where are you guys to go?
oh, you had to say something.
I had to mute my mic because you're so fucking loud. We're in the same room, bro.
Hey, Mr.
I was told to put oof.
That's how
I'm saying, like, I'm trying to do what you're asking me.
All right, E is for.
There we go. D is for
That boy David.
this dude.
Oh God,
And then we have Bruno.
boy David. Okay.
And yeah, we have a special guest today. You're welcome to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Shingles.
Shingles? Is that what we're calling me
I
now?
thought you were just gonna play that little like cricket noise that you can play.
No. Hey guys, Shingles here, back with another episode. Thank you for welcoming me onto the podcast.
Got you, bro.
You thought that shit was funny, huh?
Actually, you're-
All right, let's stop with the Discord sounds. Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
so, I
This
think.
gets fucking copyrighted out of their mind.
How was it last? Who started us off last time? Was it me or was
If it was whoever was the trending topic, so
it was aliens last time because we were already talking about it.
aliens? Okay, I think we should do Macy's then, since we were just talking about TikTok.
in short form content, well, the entire video, the last podcast episode was riddled with just this is from TikTok, this is from TikTok. So
Yeah, so thanks for explaining why I wanted to choose my topic for me. But I decided for my topic this week that I wanted to talk about, I'm trying to talk quieter. I'm sorry, I hear myself coming through Eddie's mic. I decided to talk about whether or not short form content is like toxic or whether or not it's good for society, essentially, because something I've kind of realized about myself as I talk to customers and to people that I like talk to, I guess, I reference TikTok constantly, not even for like the matter of I'm constantly on it, but it's just like such an integral part of my life, and that's just such an immediate form of like media that it's consuming, I guess. So I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of addicted to it, and I just want to talk about like the purpose, not really purpose, but like the impacts of short form content and whether or not we think it's good or not.
all right, let's move on. No, but I guess I'll just start us off immediately. And I think I'll say something fucking dumb right now, but
You
I
just
think
set the timer, by the way.
Wait, isn't it? Is it
Oh,
her
fuck.
topic?
Yeah.
She starting?
she did start, but you know how she loves to say fucking, what are you guys' opinion on it? And then wait for us to say something so we could be, you know, the actual entertainment. But I'm just gonna go off and immediately say I'm pretty sure I've seen people compare TikTok and short form content to like porn, for example. It gives that
What?
immediate dopamine hit.
I've seen that.
Oh, okay.
It gives the immediate dopamine
Because I'm like,
hit,
what do you mean
which is
porn,
what
bro?
makes it so addictive. That's why
Wait, talking about
people.
Subway Surfers.
No, bro, what the fuck? It's like short form content. I don't want to say it rots the brain, but when it comes to attention span, it pretty much has almost like the same effect that porn does on like erectile dysfunction. That shit just gets like worse and worse.
You know, there's like an actual like thing that they're considering like a medical condition now called TikTok brain.
Okay, hold on. Because David's laughing at erectile dysfunction like it's not real.
Bro,
Like, David doesn't have it. It's like,
so funny. Shut up. So why are you laughing? I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome to the Med Podcast, guys. It stands for Macy and then erectile dysfunction.
That girl Macy, thinking on her feet. I get it.
So David, since you have a lot to say about erectile dysfunction, considering you have
Wait to say we're not talking about erectile dysfunction. We're talking about.
No, we are now.
That's all really. No, you never now.
You want to talk?
Yeah,
about,
this
bro?
is-
we went past Macy's topic. Okay, I get you, Macy.
We'll swing back.
Are we?
Don't worry, I'll reference TikTok again in like 20 minutes.
5. But it is.
But I mean that's what I think short form content is for people nowadays. It's that dopamine hit they get in the morning, in the evening, the afternoon, at nighttime. I mean, it's addictive at this point, which is why there was that whole hearing that they had about limiting either TikTok or banning it entirely. And it was the whole argument they had that it was a Chinese company and they were collecting Americans' data. But do you think that there should be a limit on short form content?
Single.
I think people should be allowed to make their own decisions. You know, on
You're
it.
not allowed to talk anymore, David.
You know, like, bro, you got so exposed, David. Don't talk.
Like, I
Honestly, leave.
No, remember when David said he was only gonna make short form content from now on?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Exposing him, by the way.
Someone has to. Shit.
You heard it here, folks. David is only going to make short form content from now on because he has no creativity whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is
Because I took your phone and typed that out and took a picture of myself. You're right, David. You're right. So stupid. But no, I'd say people should be allowed to make their own decisions, but I don't know. It's kind of a touchy subject because I can feel it with myself too. Like, it is a nice dopamine hit. Like, I was literally on the floor rolling on TikTok a couple minutes before this. And it's just so easy to just keep scrolling and scrolling. But
wait, hold on.
TikTok does have
I thought you
those-
were studying a couple minutes before this. Fuck you mean you're taking you look at
I was
TikTok?
rolling on TikTok, got on to study.
fucking
I studied
way.
for a bit, and then you fucking texted me.
No fucking way. Yeah, okay, buddy.
Me when I haven't been studying since the crack of dawn? Okay. But I mean, TikTok does have that thing in place where if you scroll too much, it'll like remind you, be like, hey, like you've been scrolling for a while now, you should probably get
Well, yeah,
up.
but
Get
the
off
odds
your
that you
ass.
scroll past that. Well, it's an actual TikTok that pops up from time to time. But
Mhm.
who the fuck is
TikTok
actually?
paid a bunch of influencers to make those because it was getting so many like concerns about long
Wait.
scroll times.
I mean, it
Oh,
helps.
Are you talking about those videos that are like, oh, you've been swiping for a long
Yes.
time? Like,
Yeah,
here,
with
listen to
thumbs.
this. Oh, I could have long
Sit
time.
here and listen to this. I bet you do. Let me repost the picture. Hold up.
There you go. Nah, but like for real though, short term what were you saying? What's that shit you doing?
Short form content.
Short form content. I can't remember what director was talking about this. So don't quote me on it, but I remember that they were worried for the future because they believe that hour-long movies are going to become 30-minute movies because people's attention span is getting worse because of these social apps.
I mean, I feel like it depends though, because like people could obviously just like keep looking at TikToks all day and keep swiping, but like I feel like it's different with a movie versus like I don't know, reading a book or actually trying to like do something like educational. Like for me, I really can't like just stay there and just like keep reading. Like it's so hard for me because I'll read like something on screen and I'll just completely be thinking about something else stupid. So I mean, for something more entertaining like a movie, I don't really see how people
it depends on the movie.
Yeah, if you're watching a
Plus-
Shingles list, like you're not going to be.
Yeah, and not to mention if your attention span's already shortened, you can barely pay attention to shit now. Like it has real world effects. You're not just scrolling on TikTok countlessly. You're going on like long form videos on YouTube or actual movies, and you can't stand to actually look at it for more than 10 minutes. You have to like swipe off and find something else because of that dopamine hit. It's just not hitting the same. Like that's why short.
I'd
form
also
content
like
is
to
so
bring
toxic.
up, like with relation to that, the more and more like relevant those TikToks are becoming. That's like you can't even watch a single video at the same time. Like it's the Subway Surfers bullshit where they've got like something going on and they have a separate thing going on at the same time to like make sure you're still being maintained, I guess. So that I feel like that contributes even more heavily to like you can't just focus on one thing for a long period of time because you're constantly being like thrown like a bunch of different things and it's short form and it's multiple things at one time. And I don't know. I'm sure that you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
What?
Bro, this guy's not paying attention. I'm just gonna say, Macy, again, if one of us is talking, please don't.
Short attention span. There we go. That boy.
It's picking up through the actual audio through OBS.
I don't want to say it now because I don't want to get Macy distracted because it definitely will distract her. But I'm very proud of her. I'm not gonna say what I'm proud of. I'm gonna wait until the end.
Now I'm gonna be even more distracted. What the fuck, man?
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, good.
Every couple of seconds in the last episode, you would say like.
It's because the semester's starting again. I have to have a brain now.
There you go. I'm proud of you.
David couldn't relate.
Yeah, can't say the same for this guy. School's starting on
I
Monday.
gotta stop asking people a question.
And yeah, he can't even pay attention.
No,
What do you think about short form?
after everything?
Nah.
Okay.
See, I trained myself away from and because in elementary school, my old teacher wouldn't let us, like, if we said or he made us leave the room and come back and restart the sentence. But like, he didn't train us on, so I've used that as a placeholder instead of just silence for a lot of my conversations, unfortunately. But I am trying to step away from it. So I appreciate, noticing, because that's something I've been working on.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. All right. So, TikTok, huh?
So other points, just in general, aside from like the attention span stuff and TikTok brain, is in my researching it, some things that I didn't really consider is obviously, it's promoting like a lot of unhealthy habits. You're not searching up this content. It's like provided to you, but it's still like, especially for younger users, exposing them to, eating disorder kind of stuff and like all of these really like not good things, right? So that's just kind of another thing is you're not seeking out a lot of this content. It's like made for you or whatever, but it's sending a lot more kind of dangerous ideas to more influenceable people. I don't know. That's just stuff that I was seeing a lot of articles on as I was reading, but just kind of more things to consider.
Okay.
That's the only thing David had to give for that. David, do you actually haven't even commented yet on fucking short form? What do you think about short form content, David?
I've already said my thoughts about it.
Bro, no, you did not. You made a couple giggles, started fucking around with like a bottle on your mic. Your quality went to shit. And you started sucking about how
like he was in a cup or something.
Literally, bro.
It really sound like he talked about it, just like started chilling in a cup.
Like, considering you're gonna start making short form content, you know the effects it has on people, David. What is your actual opinion on it? Not just fuck.
There we go.
There we go. Money, right? He's in it for the fame.
Dude, here's the thing.
Bro's been flushed.
So, when it comes to short form content, I think it's better for people who aren't popular than to make longer videos because, for example, let's say Markiplier, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, fucking Gordon Ramsay, like anyone that's popular, they make long videos. People are gonna watch them because they are that person. But us, who aren't especially popular, some more than others, we're just some Joe Schmo on YouTube. People watch a video of us for 20 minutes, they're gonna get bored. People watch a minute video of us of something funny, they're like, oh, these guys are funny, let me subscribe, maybe their 20-minute videos are good.
What the fuck are
You make a good point, man.
No,
Yeah, I guess.
you realize if Markiplier, PewDiePie, any of these other famous creators, if they make short form content, the algorithm pushes it automatically to with tens of thousands of people. Our content for short form only gets pushed like 100, unless that shit's like Fortnite or Roblox. We're not getting no damn subscribers for short form content.
I wasn't talking about YouTube. I'm talking about.
I'm just using that as an example, David. Obviously, short form content has to be immediate and funny. You're not setting up no goddamn clip and then praying to God that somebody's gonna watch it. People will swipe out that bitch immediately. Obviously, you're in a fucking like field where you're comparing like gaming, well, not comparing, but competing with like gameplay videos that you and I do versus some bitch that has her like clothes off playing like a fucking guitar. Those get views because people are horny as fuck.
They're women.
They love to see bitches naked as fuck doing something dumb as hell, shaking their ass, and they'll immediately like. I mean, look at Pringle here, that like and all that shit. On God.
Okay.
So, what like? Let me bring it up for example. Let's say Let me find one of your shorts. That short of Goku dancing with
like I said, that's Fortnite, Roblox, and Fortnite.
Okay.
Those are the only times where we have a competitive edge.
Let's say it was PUBG or some other shit. Like you making that, and let's say PewDiePie making that, it's going to be better for you than it is for him, because a minute of him is like, oh, it's a minute of him, I wish there was more. A minute of that, oh, that was funny. I don't feel like I was wasting my time because it was short. It was to the point. If I like it, I can keep watching. If I don't, I'll just click off. But if I like, I guess it's the same thing for an actual long video. What I'm trying to say, which Macy agreed with, is that if
You get better exposure,
yeah, essentially.
especially with like For You page on TikTok. You know,
TikTok is different. It caters to you. Like, that's just how the way the algorithm is. YouTube Shorts, for example, they were still learning the system, which is why everything was getting pushed to everybody. Yeah, I mean, it's good for exposure, but there's no guarantee that people are gonna laugh at your clip and then subscribe. I mean, just keeping people entertained because they're so fucking like brain rotted from short form content. They could just find an immediate dopamine hit just scrolling up.
so that kind of reiterates, like, I guess it's cyclic, which we all know. You know, you have to subscribe to the short form content stuff because that's all people want now, because they don't have the attention span to try a new creator on a longer video. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why short form content creators are a thing now, which is what David's gonna fucking become. Like, they don't. People will subscribe for the short form only. They won't actually watch your long form content. There's no guarantee for that, and TikTok is a little bit different. But like I said, it caters to you. There's a reason why, like, the short form content, the dopamine hits so crazy on TikTok, because it sees what you like, and it just keeps throwing things that it thinks you'll like on it. YouTube Shorts, we know, is cringy as fuck. There's a bunch of kids on YouTube Shorts, but on TikTok, I mean, there's a bunch of explicit content. There's not really a filter, I want to say, on TikTok. Yeah, Pringle knows what I'm talking about. That we see like girls shaking their boobies.
What you say?
No.
My brother from another mother. Of course you do. What you mean, bro? Don't cap.
I don't like that shit.
Of course you do. Fuck out of here. But that's the thing about TikTok as well.
Wait, because I don't like it and don't want it just like popping up on my page all the time. I'm gay now, David. You did.
No, I didn't.
Yes. Why are you laughing?
I didn't say shit,
Dude, yes, you did. Under your breath, you said, "Oh, gay ass." When I was like,
no, I didn't.
Okay, no, you're right. That was Macy.
Definitely.
God.
But the system, you also don't have to like the video on TikTok. You just have to watch it for a certain amount of time for it to know that that's what you want to see. Well, Pringle, you and I both, though, you be getting caught up immediately. Fuck out of here, boy.
The same thing happens with YouTube. What are you talking about?
In YouTube, it's different. Have you seen YouTube Shorts compared to TikTok? There is no comparison, period.
No, but what I'm saying is that if I click on a short by accident, it's like, oh, here's more shorts of this person, or here's more content of this person. Like, even if it's for a second.
That's different, because it would ruin your retention rating. It would ruin whoever's creator that is if you accidentally click on it and immediately go off. It ruins retention. If you're just sticking on a video and letting it loop, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it also bad to let it loop?
Pretty quick to this guy.
Just like genuine question about
No idea
how it works. I feel like that's something you've talked about before, Eddie, is if you let it play for too long, then it's also like, oh, okay, yeah, they clicked off or they're not paying attention. It's just playing.
I think it's only on YouTube. It's the same with, like, if you loop a video, it'll stop counting the views as views. But I don't know how it works for short-term content on fucking, like, YouTube Shorts. I know TikToks, especially, there's always people that are always begging, like, if you just rewatch this 3 times and, like, I'll be able to pay for, like, my cat surgery or my
the fucking what is it, like, comment, share type thing?
Yeah. I don't know how to, bro. This
Bro, dude, that shit gets
I'm sorry.
What is so funny, bro?
Pringle made me remember that video they sent me about that girl imitating those lives.
What do you mean?
Do you remember the whole, like, Pinky Doll thing with, like, everyone acting as an NPC?
Oh, yes.
So I don't know why, but on my For You page there was another person trying it, and oh my god, you gotta see this shit.
A taco? Which side do you guys eat it on?
Yeah.
Thank you for the glissies. Thank you so much. So kind. I was hungry.
Chat, Pringle, so I can.
Nah, cause that video, bro. Nah, you got all that shit. It's funny. Oh my god.
What do you mean, David? You're debating. You don't want to be a short form creator of content anymore?
No, I'm still determining what I want to do. Because remember, I also told you about, like, the whole, like, writing thing. There it is.
All right, let me see this shit.
Yeah, let's all look at it real quick. Thank you for the glizzy.
Oh wait, I have seen this person. My God,
Man, you can't be serious. People that that got
this is
canceled.
the problem, bro. This is where the dopamine hit just coming, bro.
Yeah,
14-second video. You know how many times I rewatched this?
Jesus.
You know what I mean? I rewatched it when he said it to me. Oh my God.
But that's what I mean. I'm pretty sure that's Macy's whole argument.
Oh no,
You
100%. Short form
immediately
content is super bad. My attention span is gone.
That's tough. Oh well. Nobody sympathizes with you, bro.
There we go.
Little
There we go.
kids, it's
Get a
different.
doctor's
Wait,
note.
why is it because of race? Is that why?
That's definitely be honest.
I got it. Racist.
There we go.
All right, how much time do we have left?
We're about 12 minutes. Why? You have something you want to say?
No, I'm just saying.
He's ready to get out of here.
Macy, you have anything else to say about your topic?
You're
Kind of
part of the
quiet.
podcast, right?
I do have a question just to set out. I know we did describe one benefit of short form content because we've kind of been shitting on it, right? That it could expose new creators and it's very easy to go viral on some short content forums. Is there anything else that anybody else can think of that is a benefit besides like ooh ha ha funny? That to society could be considered a benefit of short form content, I suppose.
Yeah. So, essentially, I've been told by my doctor that we should all slow down, that moving fast isn't really good because it speeds up your heart rate, your blood pressure. But I don't give a fuck. I need to do things fast. I can't do things slow. So if I watch a 14-second video instead of a 5-minute video, I feel like I've gotten enough dopamine. I'm gone. I can just do my shit. I can, like, if I'm in class and we're taking a 5-minute break, I watch a 14-second video, I'm good. And I can go get some water, maybe get some food from the vending machine or some shit, maybe get a cheeseburger.
You're telling me you don't have like drawbacks? If you get a dopamine hit from watching TikTok and you laugh, you're not gonna want to keep watching it instead of doing whatever you need to.
No.
I mean that's the
lied
whole
piece of
argument
shit.
about laying in bed and just looking at
Let me
TikTok.
post this picture again. No, I'm just gonna watch the one video since 14. Like, come on.
Wait, let me post it.
17?
That's so
17,
fucking true.
My bad.
And then you're staying up late as fuck watching TikToks because it's so easy to do. You fuck up your sleep schedule. You wake up early as a bitch just to get back on TikTok to look at what's going on. Like, I
guess another benefit of short-term content is to, like, just quick information. Like,
yeah,
say,
that's a good
tornado's
benefit.
coming.
That's a great benefit of short form content is how fast information can spread on it, but how like there like information in comparison to like thirst traps and TikTok dances and all this shit that girls are doing. I mean, what's the ratio of that? Because you're seeing more of this than actual information.
Not to mention, information can spread quickly, but so can misinformation. So
Like
it could be a double-edged sword in that side. I mean,
like the looks maxing.
the looks maxing, also that TikTok that's been going around, I don't know if y'all have seen it, that this lady was like, oh yeah, September 6th, Florida's gonna experience a category 6 hurricane, and people started panicking. Like, category 6 doesn't even exist.
Macy, you should talk about our old video.
Stop eating the mic.
Yeah, buddy.
If you guys want to like know about what she's talking about, look at our previous videos. Thank you.
Previous videos, what are you talking about?
About the looks maxing.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying to plug
Gotta
the last
plug,
video.
yeah.
There you go. That's
That was
a shout out
plug.
to Christina Applegate.
Nah, I'm gone.
There we go. But yeah, I mean, misinformation, not to mention like the whole trend that was happening with people saying that they were time travelers and on this specific date something really bad would happen.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, there were so
still
many
doing that?
fucking different dates. Of course they are. Fuck out of here. They all, I mean, shit, there's still some dates coming up that I don't even know if people are still keeping track of it, but I'm pretty sure they are.
I don't believe in that shit.
Can I also, like, total aside, but a different trend that it grinds my fucking gears. I can't stand this shit. Is that trend that people are like trying to pretend that they make up a movie and then they're like, oh, everybody comment on every single video you see that you look like a character from this movie. Let's make everybody think it's real. It's so stupid.
I just saw it.
So annoying.
Yeah, someone was trying to
Wait,
be The
what?
Rock.
What's the
Someone was
trend?
trying to be. So essentially, they're making a bunch of TikTok videos imitating a movie, and I just saw one where this guy was trying to be The Rock, and he was acting just like him.
That's not what I'm talking about.
That is what you were just talking about.
I was talking about people they make up a fake movie, and then they encourage everybody to go comment on everyone's videos and be like, oh, you look like this character from this movie, to the point where
Oh, I think you mean like Zapotha?
yeah, that like Zapotha or whatever. I don't know what you're talking about with The Rock, unless you're saying The Rock was in Zapotha.
I mean that could be something similar.
I'm saying that someone was doing this exactly what you were just talking about. They
Just
were
with a
pretending to
different
be The
movie.
Rock. Yeah. They were making a fake movie, pretending to be The Rock, just so that people would be like, "Oh, is this an actual movie? Oh, it
is
looks
that
like The
okay.
Rock." Yeah.
Well, the whole Zapotha thing, or whatever the fuck the name is, it was to basically promote a song that it was supposed to allegedly be in, but the movie wasn't real, but the song was, which led people to click on it. I mean, if you can promote that way, you know, when you
They're lying.
well, I wouldn't say.
I just know there's been a few like iterations of the trend where people have been like, oh, haha, let's pretend this movie exists, and then just like fuck with everyone's heads, and not all because they're just trying to promote a song. And that shit it's so annoying. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it gets me so fucking mad. It's just so dumb.
Well, I mean, I don't have an opinion on it since I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
Jealous.
and then probably after this, you know, you will.
There we go.
Just like the whole Facebook guy.
Fucking listen.
You
Yeah.
know nothing about toasters.
The whole what?
That whole like, it's not even a skepticism anymore. It's a real thing where your phone is listening to you. If you say, "Oh man, I want to go to Universal Studios this time," like,
Oh yeah, that shit creeped me out when I seen that crap, bro. I mean, Siri's listening to me right now. I could say, "Hey, Siri," and she would like pop up.
hey, where them busty Latina pictures at?
And then I go on Google and it's like, busty Latinas want to fuck in your area.
There we go.
By the way,
Damn,
I'll send it in the chat. I found the Zapotha thing that we were talking about. This is basically where I saw it at least the first time, and I'll put it up in the video as well.
People always tell me I look exactly like Maxine from Zapotha. You know, the 80s cult classic horror film. That doesn't exist. Zapotha is a marketing ploy turned trend, started by this independent artist promoting their new 80s themed music. It's since developed an entire plot, character breakdowns, memes, and cosplays for a movie that never got made.
Bring me up into it. So if they want to, like, with their free will, guilt trip or, like, I guess, like, lie to people, which is bad, don't get me wrong.
But it's not lying to people, though. It was
They're
saying
doing
that
false advertisement.
Zapotha, the song, was in a false movie to go listen to the song. Some shit like that. I mean, the song is real. The movie, they said, let's just create this trend to give exposure to the song. I wouldn't say it's lying. It's embellishing the details.
I mean, it's okay. So they made a song. They wanted to pretend it was part of a movie, so they just made up a movie, but the movie's not real. So they
look at the TikTok. That's basically, it explains it damn near like perfectly.
I saw a different origin that had nothing to do with a song, and it was just a random lady being like, let's fuck with people, and I made up this movie. Let's just pretend it exists, and y'all just start commenting on people's shit.
I could I worried about the TikTok.
I have no fucking idea, but I'm literally so it literally just says, so new bit idea. What if we created a fake 80s horror movie called Zapotha and started commenting, OMG, you look exactly like that one girl from Zapotha, or wait, you look exactly like blank from Zapotha on every thirst trap we see. Together we will witness new lore develop, main characters will emerge, etc. We'll convince thousands of people that we weirdly titled 80s horror film actually exist.
I think that's what I saw. But it's not just thirst traps. It's like even the creators that I enjoy, it's just crazy. And I'm like, I know they're allowed to post whatever they want, but it's annoying because I like looking at comments for my little dopamine hits. And it's not dopamine. It's whatever the anger chemical is, because the shit's super gross and annoying. Not
You know,
gross,
the trend
but-
is good though. The driving cat.
Oh my god. Fucking Pablo the race cat.
Yeah,
I love
I saw the original video today.
All right, let's just do a quick disclaimer real quick. Even though we were just shitting on TikTok, we love TikTok, so please don't ever delete TikTok.
What? No, delete it. We were just talking about it.
No, bro.
You're not even gonna delete it, so shut up.
Facts. Oh god.
Wait,
Right.
I think it was Edward who said like, "Oh, I'm not getting a TikTok" when it first came out, and then now look at him.
Oh, I was talking about a different.
I didn't see that. What the David? We all made the same TikTok like the same time at the fucking
yeah.
Buffalo, bro. Lying as hell. All right, Pringle, what's this guy's address? Real quick?
So what?
What's David's address?
I don't know.
Damn, bro, fake as fuck. All right, we have 3 minutes left.
Okay.
Anyone want to say anything on this topic? Any final remarks?
Not if we want to make this video less than 2 hours.
Well, we don't know if the next 2 topics we're actually going to talk a lot about, but we have about 3 minutes left for this topic. I don't have anything I want to say on it. I mean, I think short form content has its own pros and cons. It is
More cons
ruining
than pros.
long form content, to be honest. And if you want to argue more pros and cons, it's perfectly fine. But I mean, we all use TikTok at the end of the fucking day. That's where we get most, if not like all our information, because, you know, conventional news sources kind of suck.
Also, have you guys seen that the talking fish that used to do news hasn't been posting?
I probably saw him only like once or twice. I didn't even know he was a thing until I saw him on the For You page, but I never followed.
Yeah, I don't listen to him. I listen to Dylan Page.
I thought that was just like a thing from SpongeBob.
Well, he is from SpongeBob, but
No,
he
I
does
know that.
actual news on like current events.
I just thought, because like whenever it's something that I don't care about, I guess is like the best way to put it, I just skip it. Like I tell Milo, stop sending me stuff about cats. I couldn't give a shit about cats. Sorry, Macy.
David, stop sending me shit about superheroes.
That's fine.
Yeah, you tell him, Macy.
Pringle.
Then I'll stop sending you shit
Oh,
about
here we
cats.
Stop sending me shit about no, actually, I don't really.
No, actually, I'm gonna send you all of my fucking emo shit, just so you understand how I feel, because I don't understand superheroes. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about when you send those videos. I still watch them though. I try. I'm just like, wow, I've never heard of this fucking superhero. Oops.
Bro, sublime to the man. David, we don't look at any of your goddamn TikToks, bro. Oh God, Pringle don't. I don't.
Wait, Macy, did you
doesn't.
see the last thing I sent you?
I haven't
Chris
checked my
Hemsworth?
inbox in like a week. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, the Chris Hemsworth one that I sent you was actually a lot of people texted me afterwards and said that they really liked it.
Next time I check my inbox, I do watch all the ones you send if they're still available. I just check it like every 2 weeks.
No, like I told Pringle and Yahia, like I send a shit ton of TikToks. I don't expect you guys to watch them all. I just send you stuff that I think you'll like, or that you might find interesting, or that is like pertinent to you.
Ferdinand, bro.
Yeah.
Let me scroll through my TikTok real quick, because you be sending me a bunch of shit that is definitely in no relation.
Probably about like 20% of the shit you send me is something I'm actually interested in.
Oh God, you hear that, David? We don't give a fuck about the TikToks you send, my brother. Goddamn. Nah, bro, we don't chill. Maybe not Pringle, but I do.
There we go.
All right, well, we have 30 seconds. This is probably the only time we've actually gone under a minute for any topic, and we kept stagnating a lot. But
I picked a good ass topic.
no, bro, it's because we have Pringle. Boy, won't shut the hell up. Oh God,
Okay.
You guys,
There we go. Racist ass.
See
literally.
if we go the full 30 minutes for the other two.
All right, well, if no one has anything other to say, then we forfeit the last 2 seconds that we have on the fucking topic. All right, David, did you want to go next, or did you want me to?
let's do yours next, because I don't know anything about this topic.
Okay, I don't know if you know anything about it, Pringle. So my topic today, what'd you say?
I said I just know about like there was once again a TikToker was
Okay.
commenting about the release of the movie, and they were saying that like no, that's not the 7 doors, that's the 7 queers.
Bro, this guy.
Jesus.
David Optings's David Gillen Optings channel will be linked in the description below. Shout out to him. All right,
I mean, I was like, how could you say that, bro?
So pretty much a
After
general
about that.
gist of it is there's a remake of Snow White. Pringle, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
man.
my
Big
bad,
ass
shit.
lips,
The fuck
my
up, 'cause you
brother.
laughing
God
too.
damn. So Snow White, nobody actually gives a fuck about Snow White, but it was really the first, I think, full-length animated film that came out in 1937. It was actually titled the greatest
long
animated
ago?
film of our time. Yeah. I rewatched the original, the 1937 one, and the art style that Disney had back then, first off, was fucking crazy. Like that shit looked like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was amazing, to be honest. It's kind of annoying that Disney's art style has changed so fucking much. Just look at everything else nowadays. But they're remaking the 1937 one in 2024, and the main lead, our Snow White, is supposed to be a Latina, which is what I saw from every fucking news article, named Rachel Zegler. Now,
Honestly,
Rachel Zegler, bro, don't get caught up on Latina, bro. So the main argument that people had, aside from her nasty attitude, which I'll get to in a couple seconds, is the fact that Snow White is supposed to be white as snow. Like, that, it's not the fact that, you know, she's pure white, but that's pretty much what her story was, is that she was always as white as snow. And for some reason, first off, Rachel Zegler is not white. For obvious reasons, they want to make it inclusive. Sure, that's fine to have a Latina. But she absolutely hates the story of Snow White. Like, she does not like it at all. In fact, the story, I think, is actually changing in the remake. They're completely kind of moving away from the whole she needs to be saved by a prince so that she can become her own, like, lady boss kind of shit. She could be the leader that she always is, which, you know, rewatching the original is kind of fucking funny because they say that, you know, she's a girl, she has to be a leader, she doesn't need to be saved by the man. And, you know, men, or the patriarchy, whatever the fuck you want to say about it, the real person that had power in the movie the whole time was the evil queen, which was her stepmother. She was the one who had the actual power in the movie, and she kept saying that, like, the prince was stalking her pretty much throughout the film, but he was only in it for like the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes of the movie. That's it. He had a name drop in the middle. And obviously bringing in the dwarves as well, David, like you said, the dwarves aren't even dwarves.
They're not.
They're a bunch of random fucking people. Well, there's only, I want to say, like, one actual person who's a dwarf in there that is smaller than the rest of them, but that's about it. The rest of them are different genders,
It's
like,
grumpy.
different everything. Yeah, that's actually the argument I was going to bring, is like, one of them is obviously grumpy. He's more of a savage in the original, the 1937 one, which is pretty unexpected.
Downplayed, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, who is actually going to play grumpy? Because the way that people are nowadays, where everyone's like such a quote-unquote snowflake, people can't take opinions anymore. And the original Snow White is very dark. Like, the fucking stepmother tries to actually kill Snow White multiple times. The first attempt was she hired a woodsman to basically kill Snow White, cut her heart, like cut out her heart and stick it into a box as proof, which he couldn't actually do. And it's funny to think, because Snow White's supposed to be this pure good of heart person who's a good soul. And then you look at someone like Rachel Zegler, who's shitting on the film, talking about how it's like the original's complete dog shit. She couldn't make it past, like, I think, the first 15 or 20 minutes of it. And then all of a sudden she's going to be this Snow White who's supposed to be pure of heart, but now she's a lady boss.
I have to say something before I forget.
Oh, go ahead.
If I have to find a way to say this without sounding like a complete fucking monster. If you want to be a female lead for a movie, go play Mulan. If you want to change the gender or change the fucking race of somebody, go play Mulan. Like, deadass. This is Snow White. This is like she is meant to be kissed. I think awaken. What is that? What it is?
So
beauty.
No. The basically what happens at the end is the evil stepmother. She's the actual evil witch who shows up and gives Snow White the apple. She poisons the apple, and ironically, the only actual cure for the apple's poison is true love's first kiss, which, you know, Rachel Zegler kept saying, like, she doesn't need love, she doesn't need a man to come save her, but her entire story is that she wants to find her one true love in the first beginning of the film.
Absolutely, yeah.
At that point, it's not even Snow White. Just make a whole new fucking character. Like, the fucking dwarves aren't dwarves. They're all raggedy as fuck. They're all different shit. Like, literally, they're dressed like hobos. There was actually, I think, like an actual picture that came from the photo shoot where they all looked like they just came out of like the poorest street in fucking New York. That shit looked embarrassing as hell. No, they didn't look like that.
37 thing.
This shit gets me so mad.
No, they were minors, like in the fucking original. They're
Not age wise, but like the actual like, job wise.
Well, yeah, they were minors job wise. Let me rephrase.
Making sure, and like
not trying to get
mine 49ers.
There we go.
Shut up.
The only thing is that they were dirty. That's it. Their clothes though, like it didn't look like they just picked that shit up from like a garbage.
I mean, hey man, I'm looking at this clip right now, and Buddy got this patch on his damn thing. You know, the one that you saw away from the hole.
I think it was just that they were like filled with coal and charcoal.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean by dirty. They were minors, so they actually had like patches on their shit. It was ripped up. It wasn't just random pieces of cloth like put together. But at that point, I mean, the whole story is literally she wants to find true love's first kiss. The prince happens to stumble upon her while she's singing to a wishing well. Her evil stepmother won't allow the love to happen, so she tries to kill Snow White. And I don't want to, be incorrect, but the reason she did it is because she wasn't the fairest in the land, which she was jealous of Snow White. And she manipulated her to actually bite the fucking apple that pretty much not killed her, but ceased her conscience, let's say. Her body was still okay, but it didn't kill her.
I have an important question. You can bring this up next podcast too. How the fuck is she changing the script when we're having a strike about writers?
Now that you mention it, she actually was at the SAG-AFTRA strike.
How the fuck?
I didn't research it that much, to be honest. I know people were mad at her because she made a comment about how she should be paid for every minute, like the actual movie is streamed online, which people said like, you're an actor, you get paid to be a part of the project.
Huh?
Wasn't her whole point like, oh, well, all of these other people are on strike, but I'm working, so I deserve to be paid more. Like, I deserve to be paid an absurd, basically, amount because, like, I'm willing to work even when all these other people aren't.
Well, I mean, because she posted something on her YouTube. It was a comment that someone had left about, like, why do you feel like this comment is appropriate? And she basically explained it, which I didn't honestly give a fuck about. Because at the same time, like, the story that she's trying to tell for Snow White, it's not Snow White. Like that, just remake the fucking character. Snow White is supposed to have like her own origin story, and I know I saw an argument somewhere about how like women nowadays are tired of like women leads in movies where they always have to feel like they're leaders and they're girl bosses and they're so uptight and whatnot. And when some girls just want like an actual fairy tale, they just want someone to take care of them because, we're all at the end of the day alone throughout our entire day. We just want to come home and relax to someone that cares about us.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, me personally, if I were an actor and I had to play, like, for example, let's say Wreck-It Ralph, where Felix was like, he was supposed to be the hero, but his, like, the girl that he likes is this commander babe, blah, blah. Like, if I were paid to be, like, I guess, not the main lead, if I'm the guy here and I'm, like, I guess like the home dad. Wait, what's it called?
What is bro talking about?
Like a stay-at-home dad?
Stay-at-home dad. There we go. Thank you. I wouldn't be mad about it because I prefer strong women. The difference is she is changing the script from an already made movie. That's ruining the movie. That's like what they did in Aladdin with Genie when they made him fucking human to be in love with a woman.
I thought you were going to say when they made him black.
There we go. No, dude, that shit pissed me off. Like, bro, it's the same thing with, like, you're an actor. Act. You don't have the right to change a script. Just act. It's the same thing with The Rock. Why do you have something in your contract where you can't lose? That's so
if it's original,
childish.
Then yeah, you shouldn't. But if it's just like a new thing and you feel like, hey, it's probably be different. Like, oh, let me bring this up. Let's change this. But obviously, in the case of Snow White, no, you shouldn't change anything. You should keep it as close to the original as you can.
Well,
okay, but that brings up a good point because the original was by Brothers Grimm, and it was not Disney Snow White. So there's a Brothers Grimm version that has a very different, like, core components that Disney adapted to be more friendly. So is this not just another iteration of Disney making it more like quote unquote friendly for the current audience?
But it's still more so like the core like story of it. Like she bites the apple, she gets poisoned, she has to get kissed by her true love. Like that's
no.
Just, what do you mean?
So to make it easier on you, Brothers Grimm is a very dark version of the Disney movies we know now. Like in Little Mermaid, she gets her legs cut off in Brothers Grimm instead of like, you know, turning into a princess and kissing the guy. Like Brothers Grimm was literally dark and scary. Disney put the twist where it's a happy ending.
Well, yeah, because films like that, they were catered basically for children, David. There has to be a fairy tale ending that people can look up to. It's like, oh, true love. It's an actual thing in real life. I mean, nowadays you have films where, for some reason, nobody can fall in love without there being discourse, which, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit more realistic, but you can't show people that kind of like the side of reality that it is. Like people go to movies to watch, to change. This guy swears.
No,
Well,
I'm just saying that
obviously, you
like
don't
as
fuck
a
about children.
content thing. I'm not saying that it was made for children or for adults or whatever. I'm just telling him this is what it was. This is what it is now. I'm not saying.
Well, yeah,
I'm
but
just telling him.
we're not
Didn't it have the
talking
same
about the
ending where
Brothers
she needed
Grimm.
true love?
I can't.
I
really
just
remember.
like Googled it very briefly, so this could be wrong, but I think the Brothers Grimm one was solved because she just was choking on the apple and it like dislodged from her throat or something. But again, that's just like I searched is Snow White Brothers Grimm and there's like a little, you know how Google has that thing where it's just a bunch of like common questions that you just click on for an answer. Yeah, so I just clicked on one of those and that's what it says. So it could be totally wrong, but that's what Google is suggesting to me.
Well, on the talk of like speaking of reiterations of Snow White, you can remake an original classic and it come out good. I'm sure they have, and I haven't seen any of the actual reiterations. I think there's one with like Kristen Stewart that people actually like, but like you can do it and still stay true to like the source material without completely changing it drastically,
Which is what you should. I mean,
Rachel
you're making it for a
Zegler is
reason.
trying to
But I'm just saying, like at the core of everything, it's still like, you know, she bites the apple, she goes in, and she needs true love to wake
I
her
want
up.
to mend because I just looked at another one that has a very like it's still about the prince awakening and then the evil queen is like murdered. So it could be very similar. It could be different. I haven't seen or read or whatever the Grimm version. I just was kind of more so bringing it up as like it was adapted for the intended audience at the time, and times have potentially, you know, at least in the eyes of the media and the media corporations, times are changing, quote unquote, that everything has to be very like woke. So are they not just adapting it for the audience again?
Which is the dumbest.
I say that, but absolutely, like I'm on everybody. I fucking hate it. It's stupid, but I'm an awful devil's advocate maker, so I'm just bringing it up for discourse.
Well, it's like when you make films that are woke, though, there's no guarantee that it's gonna profit, which is what we saw with like Buzz Lightyear, which is a bad example, but that was one of those like overly anticipated movies because, you know, it brought us back to kind of the Toy Story character, more specifically like Buzz himself. But, you know, obviously it was undermined because a lot of people caught whiff that there was going to be a scene in there that included like a lesbian couple. And that on top of the movie, I think people just didn't actually care about it. It completely bombed at the box office, which is really sad to see, to be honest. But it just goes like it's that whole like adage that people have. It's like if you go woke, you're going to go broke, which you just saw what happened to like Bud Light, for example. They had like a transgender person, I think. I don't remember the name. But it was like on an actual a can, and people who actually cared about Bud Light, they just started throwing that shit out. They weren't buying it anymore, and it's one of those things where it's like you have to know who your audience is. You have to know them, or else you're gonna lose a significant amount of money. And it's kind of sad to say it like that versus like, you know, it's money versus, I guess, inclusivity, if you want to say, because people they can't conform or they don't want to conform or they just don't care and they don't like it being shoved down their throat. Kind of thing. I mean, the whole thing, yeah, you're going to a movie to escape from reality, but if you're constantly being reminded of reality in a movie, then there's no fucking point to watch it.
I think a good like movie to pin that with is The Flash. Pretty when I saw it, there are certain situations with movies and TV shows where they cast someone you don't think is going to be right, but they're great actors. In this movie, they were bad actors. Barry Allen, as a kid, was not casted well. His mother was not casted well either. His mother is not supposed to be Latina. His mother is supposed to be white. Gibbon. And the
Did I ask, is it supposed to be like his biological mother?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's his biological parents that are, and they didn't even stick with the story because the story is that Reverse Flash kills her, but she died. We didn't even know how she died.
Isn't that what happened though? Is that Reverse Flash came when they were gone? And
No,
killed her?
because they changed the script because that was supposed to be the original script, but they changed it. But anyway,
Was it Gal Gadot in that movie?
yes, she was Wonder Woman for like I think.
Okay, because she's also playing the evil step queen in the new Snow White.
Yeah,
And I know there's a bunch of controversy about her, especially like her acting. Like people hate her acting. It's terrible in some of these movies that they're saying. More specifically, like Wonder Woman. Like she's just somebody who people think can't act, but she's being employed because she looks beautiful, which I can't confirm nor deny. I mean, I don't really watch anything Gal Gadot actually acts in, but it's funny to think sometimes like you can get hired solely from the way that you look. Like you don't even have to be good.
I hate to say it because I kind of agree with you because I've seen stuff she's been in like Fast and Furious. I barely heard her speak. She was supposed to have a romantic interest with the Asian guy, but he quote unquote died, but he faked his death. But she barely spoke in the movies. And in Wonder Woman, or like in Batman vs Superman, when she first gets introduced, she barely has any lines either. She's mostly just screaming because she's fighting.
Have you seen that? There's like one line specifically that people always meme when they mention Gal Gadot's acting. It's in I think the Justice League one, whichever one, it doesn't matter, like Zack Snyder or the original. But there was a line that she had where Kal-El, he came back, I think like from the dead, and he was destroying like some of the monuments or whatever the fuck, and she said like, Kal-El, no.
Kal-El, no.
That line a lot, as in it was complete terrible acting, and to be honest, it kind of like disconnected some people from the actual moment, which was supposed to be significant. He was coming back to life, sort of starting to remember everything. I don't remember it too much. I mean, you probably seen that movie more recent than I have, but it's funny to think like people go to a movie to disconnect, and then there's people like in the actual movies, like actors who are so bad at their job, they bring them just right back to reality. That shit is so funny to me.
Yeah, I mean, because The Flash wasn't a bad movie. It was okay. There are very spoilers, I guess. There are very annoying parts. Like, there's no actual villain. There's no villain. I mean, Zod, he's not even the real villain. He's just there. It was very rushed. And I think it was very rushed also. Yes, and I think it was very rushed because of the fact that like there was so much shit going on with him that they were like deciding what to do with the fucking movie to begin with. Maybe they took out the Reverse Flash thing because he was the Reverse Flash. Like I don't fucking know. But when it, like, I guess going back to the topic on I guess when like casting choices.
Well,
It should be. Let me finish. It should be more in tune with the character. For example, I didn't at first. I'll be honest. I didn't like Iris West and Joe West casted. That they were black. I didn't like that because it's not true to the comics. But they were such good actors. I ended up loving it either way because they made it really good. Now the writers ended up killing Iris West because every single line she made was terrible. But I think if you're given an opportunity to play something you have no reason playing and you do well, good job. If you don't, you are going to get a lot of hate for it. That's tough. That's how the life works. With this, I'm kind of appalled that she's going into this and she hates the movie. Like, why would you have an actor play someone if they hate the original movie? And why would you change it just for this one actress?
Well, that's why there's a lot of controversy about it because, again, Snow White's supposed to be someone who's pure of heart, who's kind of just good. She's in good nature, but you have somebody here who's shitting on the character, shitting on the movie, on the actual idea, and wants to have a completely different take on it. It's like it's not Snow White. Like if you're gonna change the characters pretty much entirely from what the actual source is, which if you want to say the source is the Disney version or the Grimm version, whatever you want to say, but we're obviously talking about the Disney version. If you're gonna change it from the source, just make a different movie. Like just make something different. And you know, the whole thing about going woke, go broke. I know there was a lot of controversy when the actor for the Little Mermaid was hired because she was a different race than the actual Little Mermaid. I mean, I honestly don't remember how well that movie did. I think it's doing better now that it's away from theaters and that people are actually able to watch it at home. But I mean, people like they love it in comparison, because when it was first being advertised, like people were hating on it because it wasn't Ariel, you know, she wasn't a redhead, she wasn't white. It just felt like a completely different character. But her singing, I think that's what sold most people on it, was that she actually sang like really damn good most of these like classic originals. And the prince, who remained, you know, the same race, people didn't really care about it after that point once they actually got into the movie. That being said, though, I mean, they made the actual fishes, like most of the characters, like Sebastian and whatever the fucking crustacean was, like they made them
remove them?
realistic. No, they made them realistic looking as fuck. Like that looked disgusting, the way that they made them look in that movie.
That's why I'm afraid to watch that movie. I don't give a shit about the actress. I don't want to watch real Sebastian. What the fuck?
I haven't watched live action since Aladdin. I was just like, no, actually, I think it's a lie. I watched Dumbo. I think Dumbo came out after Aladdin. I've just been sick and tired of the movies being changed, like the scripts being changed. Like, if you're making a live action, stick to it. Stick to the actual, like the script is out there for you. You're making your job harder.
What's the Pinocchio one?
Oh, I didn't watch that one either. Like, I haven't been watched, like, Disney's all, like, I think we talked about it last. No, I don't think we talked about it on the podcast, because we were just, you and Edward and I were talking. But Disney's in deep water with DeSantis. I'm not going to bring up politics, but, like, since we're on the topic of Disney really needs to put their shit together and figure out what they're doing, because they're changing their mascot. They're coming out with movies that are bombing. Like they are in deep water right now.
I think there's also an argument like, yeah, Disney is still they're still like a child friendly company. Like they're still releasing stuff that are for children. But if you're gonna reimagine a classic where you know those children are adults now, you have to keep it somewhat similar to the actual material that they fell in love with. Like you can't just completely change it, slap on the title, and then expect people to just like it. Well, you know, it's obviously at that point it would be for a different targeted audience, but the people who originally watched the original, and people would, you know, say like, oh, if you love the original so much, just go watch that. But they want to see it reimagined. They want to see new characters and, yeah, maybe a different plot point that we didn't get to see, which, yeah, we have different reiterations, but it's nice something that's like something up to date.
Yeah. Someone, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Pringle, you haven't spoken about it. We have like 5 minutes left on the topic. Do you want to say something?
No, I mean, I'm kind of just listening right now until I figure something out.
There you go.
But he's playing is what it is.
I'm not playing nothing, bro.
All right. I guess like the last thing I'll say is, it was brought to my attention, which I've actually been noticing. People have been saying that Marvel and DC have switched places. That DC has been, like, you know, releasing good movies recently. Like Batman did really well, Suicide Squad did really well. Blue Beetle, people are getting angry about because it's literally the same script as Ant-Man. Like someone did a side-to-side comparison, and it was the same exact thing except Hispanic.
What do you mean? Because aren't their backgrounds different? Not just
and
like
it has George
fucking,
Lopez.
you know.
No, like I can send you the TikTok. I was watching it myself because I don't know anything about Blue Beetle
Same.
or Ant-Man, to be honest. But when I was hearing this, when he was literally giving off the script and like the whole plot, I'm like, this is literally just Ant-Man.
I thought you were talking about the Barbie Black Panther thing, dude.
What are you talking about?
Dude, the fucking how they are literally the same. No, because they literally, this guy was doing the same side by side TikTok thing where they were like literally the same script. I have to find it.
I love that movie about the hero who lives in a secret land full of magic and powerful women. Their realm has been intentionally secluded from the rest of the world, though you can enter this secret realm via certain modes of transportation. After leaving and interacting with the outside world, the hero is faced with questions about their society and why its systems are set up the way they are.
Right, and Barbie was much better, and they're kind of shocked to see that she's writing something like Snow White for 2024, and it's being basically like misrepresented from the actual source material.
Finish off what I was saying. when I was comparing Marvel and DC, Marvel, I guess stage 5, like we were talking about, stage 5 and stage 4 has been a complete dump of just quantity over quality. I have faith in James Gunn for the new cinematic universe for DC. I have to. But I think, which is actually going to lead into our next topic about my topic, people aren't putting enough time and effort into all these movies. They're just being like, oh, who's the most trending actor? Tom Holland, slap his shit in Uncharted. Oh, who's the most trending actor? The Rock, slap his shit in this. Like, they're not actually caring. They're not caring about who the character is. They're not caring about their background. They're changing stuff for the actor because the actor is selfish as shit. Like, you're an actor. You are given a script. You are to shut up and act. That is your job. You are not meant to change.
Hold on. Because when actors get involved with writing processes and actual directing, there can be good times. I mean, Mission Impossible is one of them. And I hate to say it, the Fast and the Furious franchise, which it wasn't originally Vin Diesel, but once he was actually given the rights to it, granted, however absurd the actual actions are, it's still one of the biggest grossing franchises of all time. So when actors that are good actually get involved in the writing and the scripts, it can turn out to be something amazing. But when it's dog shit, it makes it worse. And per I saw the TikTok, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Say before something happens, there's currently a giant storm on top of me, so if I just disconnect, it's because my power went out.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all I wanted to say on the Snow White. I don't know how. I'm pretty sure Rachel Zegler is definitely writing her own. I don't know, her own lines or whatever the fuck. She's probably definitely a part of the process on the writings or whatever the fuck you want to say. To be honest, I honestly don't know. I probably won't be watching the new Snow White, which I never really saw the original, but after watching it, I think for the first time, it was something. It actually felt heartwarming to watch something that you would think Disney would put out. But now with what they're putting out, it just doesn't seem right, and it's pretty obvious to see why Disney is starting to lose money.
Yeah, I mean, I think Asmongold said it. So it's like the same thing for Blizzard with Overwatch too. How they lied to everyone and about making a PvE, and they didn't do it, and they never told anyone about it until just recently. Stop watching their movies and stop playing their games because you're just allowing this sort of behavior. If you don't watch the movie because you're upset with this actress, that's gonna reflect more than you leaving a bad review, because reviews are reviews. It's bad. What's that shit called? Bad
attention is still attention.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say, but there's a word for it.
You talking about publicity?
Publicity, yeah. Bad publicity is good publicity.
I mean, because people are still gonna talk about it.
Yeah,
still gonna raise
ratings.
ratings.
Like the same thing with Vilma. Vilma was a piece of shit, dog shit TV show, but people were talking about it so much that it was put around a lot.
I want to just interject in our last 22 seconds with one thing that I would like to end this on as a testament to how I feel about Disney and casting and stuff. And that is Jada Pinkett Smith as Rapunzel.
Oh, I was thinking Florence Pugh.
It reminded me of the meme from Shrek where she was bald. But yeah, no, we have... Damn, our timer is up for this topic. And just to keep true, we'll move on so we don't stay on it. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I wanted to say on it. Like I said, our timer's already up, so we got to move on to the next one. And I think that's your topic, David. So whenever you're ready, just let me know.
Oh, my topic is about a new game that I've been addicted with, Baldur's Gate 3. My topic,
a quick shout out to Baldur's Gate 3.
My topic about it exactly is
Shout out Christian.
the new MMORPG expectations. How companies like Blizzard, Ubisoft, even Xbox, I think, were saying how developers believe Baldur's Gate 3 shouldn't be raised standard for RPGs. How this game took 4 years in the making to make. It wasn't something they made in a year. So you fucking expect it to be good, and it is good. Everyone loves it. It's overwhelmingly positive. It should be what our expectations should be like this. Back in 2010, when I first got my PS3. Like, Black Ops 1 came out finished, done. Now games are coming out unfinished, filled with bugs, and we're allowing that shit to happen. It should, people, like, we're gonna talk about how, oh, developers getting paid enough, oh, like, all this and this and that. That sucks. Writers are having their strike, they'll have theirs. Make a game that is worthy. Don't give us dog shit like Cyberpunk 77 that was unplayable and say it was a good game. This is a good game. This is our expectations, and companies are scared.
Well, the thing with Cyberpunk is that they realized that and they ended up fixing it. Granted, it did take a long time, but you know, at least they didn't just leave it full of bugs and shit.
Well, yeah, but the argument is why was it released? Well, it was, I think, like, what, 10 years in production, and it was still released with a bunch of bugs, which is the expectation. It's like, once you actually set that where, you know, the game isn't actually completed, that's how, you know, companies are going to start doing it, which is why Elden Ring, shout out to From Software, by the way, why Elden Ring was such a fucking catalyst for its time, because everything that was getting released, like, before Elden Ring, was always, here's this game that we've given you. It'll come with, like, a fucking battle pass. There'll be future DLCs that you can fucking pay for. Here's something that you can level up in the meantime. We're sorry. I mean, all these games that were coming out, they came out with, like, an apology letter at launch. I mean, look at fucking what happened to, what was it, that Lord of the Ring one for, what was his name, Dobby or whatever the fuck? Who's that?
Harry Potter?
Character? No, it's the Lord of the Ring game. Oh, Gollum.
Gollum.
Fuck. Yeah, that game was another one that came out at launch that was completely fucked. That came with an apology letter, which is so funny to see with, like, developers. But From Software, like, with the release of Elden Ring, that was it. Like, that was the game itself. Yes, there would be future DLC that was free, by the way, but everything that you wanted to unlock in the game, you could unlock just by simply doing quests and finding it. There wasn't something that was locked behind, like, a fucking paywall. You didn't have to wait for certain areas to get added. You didn't need to do any of that shit. You just bought the game, you played it completely, which is why I think it hit, like, an all-time peak of, like, 500, 600,000 concurrent players at a time, which is why it also won, like, Game of the Year. Like, it was crazy to see a game like Elden Ring when developers were just releasing games with future DLCs, here's future promises, everything of that nature. And it's nice to see a game like Baldur's Gate, which I haven't played it yet. I've seen some videos, but it's nice to see it continue the trend, because developers were also scared about Elden Gate kind of, like, not Elden Gate, fuck out of here. Elden Ring kind of raising that standard, which it should have already been at. Like, games should always come fully complete at release. Whenever there's things that, you know, can be released, it should always be some, like, stuff that can be added, not stuff that, oh, we'll add it later in the game that should have originally been in it. Like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, well, it's like we're paying for half the game and then we're gonna pay for the rest of it later.
100%. I just sent a video, like, as a joke, because to give an example, this game is fucking massive. And the replayability is great because it's not randomly generated. It's the same game, but there are so many choices you can go down. Like, you can be evil as shit one run and then be good as shit one run, or you can do whatever you want because it has such high replayability. So many people are making videos like this as a joke, not like they're not being mean. They're laughing about it because in the video the guy says, I've been talking to all these NPCs. They all keep telling me, like, oh, we're going to meet you at Baldur's Gate. We're going to meet you at Baldur's Gate. He has 52 hours. He's never seen Baldur's Gate. And then he makes the joke, who's Baldur and where's his gate? Like, the game's just that massive with 52 hours, 100 hours. They haven't even completed the game yet. Like, there are people speedrunning it with 10 minutes. Yeah, they can speedrun it. But, like, just, like, actually playing the game, walking around, doing whatever you want to do, it's enjoyable. The characters are nice. The characters are well made. The actors are voice acting perfectly. Shit, I just heard my favorite character moan in my ear. That's it right there.
Bro is, like, meat writing these people. I wouldn't say the acting. Game acting can only go so far. I mean, I highly doubt that they're amazing. I mean, look what fucking happened with the Harry Potter game, for example. Like, the voice acting for the characters that you actually played was really nothing but AI. The actual characters' voices were all AI. They sounded so fucking fake. But you didn't really flesh out the details, at least not that I heard, David, but like the different like races and classes that you can choose in Baldur's Gate, they actually affect like the dialogue that you can say in the game. And it's made from the world of Dungeons and Dragons, or it is in the world, whatever the fuck you wanna say for that. But I mean, Dungeons and Dragons, like these campaigns can last for like hours on end.
Years.
I have a kind of direction, like a question/point thing. Do you guys think, so for example, for this game, there's, as you said, infinite replayability because you can make your character go in really any direction. For games that aren't like that, where there's, you know, a very linear or like semi-linear plot, do you think the way that they release it, where they release, you know, parts and they say, okay, you know, there will be updates and stuff like that, to some degree, do you think that's their way of kind of trying to maintain their audience? Because once you play it through, you know, like, yeah, you could replay a few different ways maybe, but you're not going to be playing for years upon years, as opposed to like, if you minimize first release, people are going to play the shit out of it, and then you continue to release small amounts. So it's like taking a drug. You're like, not taking a drug, but you know what I mean? You know, you're taking small amounts so that they're continuing to play, I guess.
I think that's an excuse.
I agree it's shit, but is that, do you think of that thing that's actually like going through their minds,
No,
I guess?
I think that's an excuse. The only games that should have updates are multiplayer games that need balance changes, because there will always be times where something won't work well. Like, for example, Team Fortress 2 has outlived Overwatch twice. It is one of the older Valve games, and it's still being updated. We actually just got an update for the summer update, which is huge. I was happy. Games like Hogwarts Legacy should not be getting updates, should not be getting patch updates. That bitch should be done. Like, for example, you said a game that is linear. God of War Ragnarok, we were talking about that earlier. Perfect game, right? They didn't have to, you know, add
Well,
DLC.
they still updated it. They still did like stabilities and stuff like that. And yeah, I agree. Like single player games, they shouldn't have like balance changes, for example.
Yeah.
Because there's no fucking point. If you're gonna be overpowered, which there's literally a one-shot spell, just make it more fun. You don't need to change it. I mean, give it like a fucking like a 1 second counter. There's ability to get a rune for a 1 second counter. Spamming that shit's fun, but at the same time, like, I think to some degree, games need stuff like battle passes, which Fortnite's a prime example, which has like stood the test of time already. And the battle pass just keeps people coming back. They love what's in it. There's exclusive content that they're not going to get back again. Shit like fucking like Call of Duty, for example, in Cold War, when they released battle passes, it was kind of given the impression that once the battle pass was gone, you weren't going to be able to get these skins again. They literally released them after they moved on to the next project. They just released them, like the actual skins, in a pack in the store that you can fucking buy. There's no like exclusivity to them whatsoever, but I think to some degree, like battle passes and DLCs are needed to keep a game going. But yeah, like you said, it should always be multiplayer games, nothing like single player, which should only really be like stability fixes. But at the same time, I think that's the kind of tune that people and companies have gotten into nowadays, where everything has to have like a battle pass, which it doesn't. I mean, the new Suicide Squad game that was coming out, they teased it. There was a battle pass fucking like actual option there, which is ridiculous.
Well, let's say for like Harry Potter, like a new movie comes out and they use new spells. Wouldn't you want those to be updated into the game?
Well, for like to give you an example, Hogwarts Legacy doesn't have every spell. It has like 10.
Well, yeah, but you guys saying that single player game shouldn't be updated unless
No, we're not saying it like that. No, we're not saying it like that. Well, patches that change the fun of the game. Like if a single player game, for example, you know, Avada Kedavra is a one-shot spell. Let's just say that they release a balance change that, you know, it halves the damage, which let's just say for some reason it doesn't one-shot anymore. There's no fucking reason for them to do that in a single player game. If it's to add new stuff on top of
unless
the
it's like
content that's already released.
I guess.
Well, no, the whole thing about Avada Kedavra is that it always should one-shot no matter what.
Always kill.
Unless you're Harry Potter.
Unless you're Harry Potter, you have plot armor.
Well, yeah. Unless you're Harry Potter, then
Your brother's love.
But it should always kill no matter what. There's no reason to balance a game because you're not versing somebody online.
Yeah.
You're not spamming the ability. But, you know, obviously we still want to enjoy new stuff. There has to be updates for people to come back to a game, which I'm totally for. Like, always add new stuff to the game, but don't make balance changes that are gonna nerf someone's fun in a single player game, because it's useless. It's redundant. You don't have to do that.
Imagine this is a co-op game, but imagine, like, for example, we played No Way Out, I think is what it was called. That 2-player game that was like very emotional, very sad, very fun.
And I still won at the end, by the way.
Imagine if they, after like a couple weeks or a couple months, people were complaining, and they decided to go into the game, and they added some sort of patch where like the mashing button, like it, I don't know how to say this. It basically acquires the button a little bit slower. Like, it won't register as much. So people that are spamming it or using like a code or whatever won't have an advantage. People that are actually good at mashing the button, people that are actually, like, you know, timing that shit. Like, imagine they went into a game that was really well and they decided to do that just for like audience purposes. That's what they shouldn't do. Like, you shouldn't go into games and be like, oh, we forgot to add this, or oh, let's like change this because we didn't make the game good enough.
That's such like a weird ass example, but something, you know, is like Cyberpunk, for example, like you said, Bringo. Like, the game was released buggy as fuck, just like No Man's Sky. Like, No Man's Sky, when they were advertising it, they were advertising everything. Like, they were saying it had co-op. They were saying this universe so expanded you could do whatever you fucking want.
And you can even find your guy. Like, yeah.
Well, yeah. At first, at least, like, No Man's Sky is one of those, like, it was complete dog shit. No one had no hope for it. And then all of a sudden, after actual updates came out, it started to get much better, and people actually started caring about it. Now there's an actual community for it that's constantly on it, and they're still releasing updates to this day. So games can make it, which Cyberpunk obviously has done. I mean, now they have a series. I think the Netflix anime actually revived the community because people were so in love with the anime. They're like, damn, let's play Cyberpunk. But you rarely see that happening for games. I mean, look at fucking Gollum. That shit's dead as fuck. That shit ain't never coming back. Which is funny because it was advertised as next gen, but the fucking graphics look like something on the goddamn PS2.
I feel like Sims is also like a decent example. I mean, it's constantly getting patches and stuff. It's single player, but they're also constantly releasing new content that it's like, you know, from previous Sims games, apparently, just from what I watch on YouTube, all of these people who have been playing Sims since The Sims 2, The Sims 3 have been saying, oh yeah, you know, the family pack from The Sims 3 and the horses pack were really, really like critical core gameplay for them. And that wasn't released until like a month ago for the horses, or a few months ago for the family pack. And The Sims 4 has been out for how long? But it I don't know what the point I was trying to make was. I lost it. But generally, you know, even for single player games, you know, continued release of content and patching, you know, it's not always bad. You know, The Sims 4 has a very like loving, I guess, community. You know, we're that's a bad word, but I don't know how to describe it. I feel like you probably understand what I'm trying to get across, hopefully, because I'm out of words. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's get back on the topic. Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't, you know, it obviously is a new game. It just released. I haven't played it myself, and I haven't seen anybody report like bugs with it yet. I think bugs with an actual game release is it's normal, to be honest. Not like a ton of bugs, but I think it's fairly normal. I'm pretty sure they're going to keep adding stuff because D&D is like an evolving like game itself. Hello?
No, I thought my shit was about to go out. I will say, you know, for all discrepancy, Baldur's Gate 3 did have an update. There was a hotfix 4, which was made. They were trying to... Something happened with the game where you couldn't save well. But then that ended up, like, I guess hurting people more because people wouldn't have, like, certain save files anymore. So they kind of unreleased the hotfix. That was like the only thing they did. They tried to fix something that was having an issue, but it was already fixed. It's just that it was like a couple things happening for whatever reason. They didn't really understand what it was. But I just wanted to bring that up. No, I'm not saying Baldur's Gate is perfect. Like, it did have a mistake.
I feel like there are certain types of, bugs that it's expected and it's okay, and it's a very different type of thing, versus a game that's full of bugs that they just clearly didn't try to fix, versus things that they just couldn't have noticed. They couldn't play the entire game through and through and through to clear every single thing, versus players when it's released worldwide, as opposed to just straight up they just don't try. So yeah, that's the clarification of, we're not talking about, weedy things that just need to be fixed every once in a while. It's not trying, period, I suppose. Releasing a work in progress.
Yeah. Anyone else has anyone to say?
You don't have anything you want to say, bro? No, bro. I'm talking loud as fuck before.
Don't you play D&D? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro.
I mean, yeah, but I don't play Baldur's Gate, and that's what the topic is about.
Well, no, but you don't have like interest in playing Baldur's Gate?
Not really.
God damn, dude. But
That's why I haven't recommended in the game. Because the thing is, Pringle's the type of person, he doesn't like movies because of the story. He likes movies about action. John Wick, Jason Statham, Sylvester Stallone. He doesn't watch a movie to enjoy it. He watches a movie to see the action.
Yeah, enjoy it because of the action.
I mean,
Like,
shit,
if I when I showed him Harry
That's only
Potter,
certain
he didn't
movies,
like it.
though. That's not every movie. Well, like
What's your
most of the
favorite
movies
movie,
that
Pringle?
I've already asked
series
you.
most likely, but I don't really. I can't say that with like 100% certainty. But if I had to choose one, like off the top of my head, it'd probably be that
what was it?
the John Wick series.
All right, let's give a quick shout out to
But I
John
mean,
Wick.
there is a story in John Wick that I enjoy. Like, yo, he was just trying to get away from the life, and then he was forced back into it. Same thing with like most of the DC movies the DC animated movies that I watch. Like, they're full of action, and I love that. But I also I fuck with the story. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just watching it just to see people punch each other in the face. If I wanted to do that, I don't know. I'd watch fucking MMA.
Well, Baldur's Gate, I know I heard, is like a very story heavy game.
Yeah.
So that's probably why it might not be of interest to like someone like Pringle. But I mean, I like story driven games, but there's an extent where like every interaction has to be a different choice. That kind of annoys me a little bit.
Like, for an example, like me, I used to love watching like the Telltale games, like Batman and like The Walking Dead and stuff. Yeah, they had like, a lot of aspects of action, but it was still like a cool story to follow, especially with like Clementine and shit with The Walking Dead.
Exactly.
I thought
Let's
she was
give a
a
quick
very
shout
good
out to
character.
Clementine and Lee.
There we go.
Love those guys.
It just really depends.
Yeah, I agree. I can play a Telltale game without issue. And I mean, because Elden Ring, it's very easy to compare a game like Elden Ring to Baldur's Gate, which I feel like people would, because it's still like role playing, but there are certain like different aspects for like a D&D, and you can like roll a die.
No.
Yeah, you can
I was
roll a
mostly
dice
going
in D&D,
around like the
can't you?
open world and fighting bosses.
Yeah, that's
Well, yeah, they kind of let you, like, they just let you loose. Once you get past the tutorial, you can go wherever the fuck you want, do whatever you want. I mean, you can fight enemies that are significantly higher level than you. I mean, there's like once you actually get out, there's somebody like patrolling on a horse. I forget the fucking knight's name, but like he immediately stomps your shit.
Yeah.
You get in his fucking line of sight, he stomps your shit.
I wouldn't say Baldur's Gate 3 and Elden Ring are comparable. Like, sure, they're open world games.
But I'd say, what isn't Baldur's Gate, like, obviously, like you said, more just a role-playing thing?
Yeah, because like Elden Ring is not roleplay. Like, it's like you're not.
It can be considered RPG.
I guess you can compare it more to like a Telltale game then, since you make the choices and the game goes based on the choices you make. Because you don't really have like a lot of freedom, if at all, with Telltale games, because you have to make choices based on like the story and like what's going on. You can't just like, I'm following this guy now. I think I'm gonna go, get some pet zombies. Like, no.
You still have a lot
But the
of choices.
choices
Like, you
matter,
can be an
though.
asshole.
Like the choice.
Well, like, you have, like,
still.
choices, but like I'm just saying, like, you can't just like go do like whatever. Like, it has to be
Yeah.
towards the story, like one of the storylines that you have to do. So I'd probably say if you're going to compare Baldur's Gate to anything, it'd be like a Telltale game.
Well, I would like an interactive like story open world RPG is what I would.
It takes-
I don't
it takes
know what
output
other
from
game that would
both.
be. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But I feel like people would compare because they're part of that same like trend that games are being released fully and they're only being updated to add better to what's already been released versus like a battle pass and shit like that. Which is why I feel like the only reason that people would compare is to simply just say like they're glad that they're continuing the trend of that and that companies are recognizing it. So that standard, which should have already been there, is going to go back to it. And yeah, God of War Ragnarok, which damn near perfect fucking game. And yeah, it didn't win Game of the Year, but it was still an amazing game, to be honest. It came out like, I don't know how they do it, but I'm sure you've seen like, I don't know if you've seen gameplay of it, David, or not, but there's no cutscenes. Like it's all one camera movement throughout the entire thing, which is why it's so insane. No, God of War.
Oh, wait,
both.
What are you talking about?
He said it's just like one thing. It's not like the screen goes black and shit. Like you just, it just keeps going with it.
There are cutscenes, but it's part of the actual like gameplay. Like there are no loading screens. There's no times, nothing like that. It's one continuous camera movement, which is why people say it's such a fucking crazy game. And the fact that it's fleshed out so much is crazy.
I haven't played any of the games, so I can't really say anything about it. I just
sadly don't have a PS5.
I don't think.
Get the Spider-Man one.
Well, God of War's on PC. They released the first one.
Is it on Steam?
The first one, not the new one.
Yeah, the first one is, but not the new one.
I don't know. I find that hard to believe because I've watched scenes. Like I've watched most of the God of War Ragnarok on YouTube, and like for example, when there are scenes where I guess they're like transitioning.
What do you mean by transitioning?
I'm trying to think because the one thing I'm thinking of is when Thor came to go find Kratos and Loki, whatever his name is, at their house, and I think when Kratos went to sleep, he immediately woke up. There wasn't a black screen. I can't remember. Like I haven't played the game, so like I'm not really saying anything.
There was like I think there was like a time skip to show. I think at the end of like the first game there was a time skip, but in Ragnarok I think it actually continued. Like he woke up to his wife, if I remember correctly. But the actual gameplay itself, like once you get started past the actual like title screen, it's one continuous camera movement, which I guess you can argue in Ragnarok when you enter like portals to travel between realms. Yes, it flashes the screen white, but there isn't like a loading screen for it.
I guess the best way I can say it is that I've seen like there are scenes when you're in a cutscene, and then immediately when you get out of the cutscene, the camera movement changes back to your character, and it looks like the characters that were in their place start moving now.
Well, yeah, but that wouldn't be considered like a loading, like a flash to black, making you wait, reading some text on a fucking.
Yeah, I'm talking about like.
Are you basically saying it's like a jump cut?
Yes, kind of, because you said that it's one camera movement when it like
it is. It is though.
Okay.
Well, I mean the way that I'm going to try to explain it. Obviously, when it changes from gameplay to an actual cutscene, the camera moves back. And yes, I mean, you know, the camera, like the characters stay in place before the game actually comes back, but the camera never jumps to black. It doesn't magically go somewhere else like in typical games when you're loading a new zone. It's always with Kratos.
But that's not a camera angle. That's just like a transition. I'm talking about camera angle changing, like when I'm talking about the cutscene. Like there's no black, sure, but like it's like when you're walking into a room and the game kind of freezes because the game is registering that you're leaving a location. There's no black screen, but the game's still registering.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, at least when I've played it, I've never seen that. Like that, it never just randomly froze to load. That's what I mean.
That's what I was trying to get at.
But the game will probably freeze like if you just have a delay in like the fucking station, but none of the camera angles that I remember ever froze at any point to load certain part of the maps.
Okay.
Which
just like,
I mean,
like Baldur's Gate does that sometimes.
I mean, it's not wrong to do it. Obviously,
yeah.
I'm not saying like it's a sin, but it's just one of the things that people noticed about God of War, which is why it's so highly praised, was because it was all one continuous thing. Which I mean, I'm not a fucking game critic, so we have about like 4 minutes 30 seconds.
Because I'm fucking starving.
So this is already our
Damn
longest
cheeseburger.
fucking episode. We're an hour and 30 minutes in. Goddamn.
Damn. Wait, so you're gonna like do this all in like just one whole podcast?
Yeah, I have to listen to the entire thing all over again.
That is tough. Just upload it. Fuck it.
Nobody. I gotta make
Let
sure
it run.
the intro is there, the outro, and I gotta get it on Spotify. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Actual editing because you're just posting the same verbal.
Adding like the TikTok.
You know, gotta make sure you don't say the N-word, David.
No,
Like I have to literally manually add all the pictures that we added, which is why I was spamming the chat. Like there is editing.
no, yeah, in that aspect, but like there's not actual editing like in your other videos where you actually like
Add
time and
memes and
effort.
shit.
Well, not add memes, but like you're actually like changing how it looks. Like this, you're just literally putting it there, and maybe like I don't know.
I mean, I am changing how it looks. It doesn't look the same as it does on Discord for how it looks on YouTube. And Buddy almost said, "Don't put the time." Come on, bro. I literally listened to the entire one, every single one of them, from start to finish. Oh, good. All right. But that's pretty much all I had to say on that topic. I don't know about the rest of you.
It looks like a good game.
I think you guys would like it. You two specifically. Pringle wouldn't.
I don't
But-
think I would, just because I get very, very overwhelmed if I can't like explore everything 100% before moving on.
Fuck
Oh,
that.
you can.
Move
Like,
straight to the action.
to give you a peace of mind, I'm at the end of Act 1, but I'm underleveled. I believe I'm underleveled. So I'm going to go back and do some side quests that I've missed. I know I've missed them because there's people talking about other things. So
I would have to do like literally, like I don't like moving forward at all unless I have done all of the side quests and collected everything.
and I
I'm
guess
just that kind of player.
Macy being level 1000 against a level 100 boss.
Yeah.
That's another good thing about games like those is that it's not like level locked. You can do what you want
Yeah,
when you want it.
that's what people have been
And
speedrunning
you
it.
can't like
Yeah, so people speedran Elden Ring. Just those speedruns are crazy.
is it also, I don't know, if there are certain games, you know, if you lean a certain direction then you only get a part of the story. Are there a lot of different branches, I guess, where like I can't
Yeah, like
I
in
have
order
to get
to,
everything. I
so
can't replay it.
in my current campaign, I'm trying to fall in love with this one girl. I had to restart because I killed off her race by accident by clicking the wrong button.
By accident.
There you go.
How do you kill an entire race by accident?
No, because I was trying to hit
It should have hit my friend, and instead of
No.
that, I hit explode. Holy fuck.
in a scene. There's an elf leader that is torturing tieflings. It said attack, so I thought, oh, I'm going to attack the elf person, which I did. But apparently that button also makes a war start where a bunch of tiefling die, and she disapproved of that, and she wouldn't join my party. So I had
Somebody
to
said, no, we can't
And
do
had
this.
negative riz, bro.
I mean, shit, if Bad Baby was in there and she would want to join your party, wouldn't she restart?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that's what fucking fine.
You crazy, though.
Fucking way. Shout out to Bad Baby, by the way.
Oh, me.
Wasn't she like a minor, bro? Like when she got popular? It's kind of
Not anymore. Not anymore. We don't condone that behavior here.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, Macy? Come on.
Jesus,
Said I
trying to
talk
throw this
crazy
man
out
out of
here.
the bus. Good.
Yeah. Trying to get me in prison. Shit.
All right. Well, like I said, that's all I had to say about it. I don't know about the rest of you.
You're
yeah.
Pringo, did you want to say anything? On God. All right. Well, say hold up.
I could continue. Bring, go check this out.
Ain't no way. Hey, pay attention.
I seen this.
Like,
There's so many
Nice.
things.
Are you on TikTok right now?
No.
Yes,
he is.
On God, he's lying. All right. Well, because this is our longest episode, I don't think there's a need for an intermission. I think we could just end here. Unless Pringle, you magically found a topic you wanted to talk about.
Nah, I'm pretty tired.
I mean, don't we want to like live? Don't we want to give anyone the choice to say anything personal or talk about anything, like you said at the end of the podcast?
I mean, we can, but like I said, this is our longest one, and
Oh, yeah.
I don't really feel like doing an intermission at the same time. I don't want to make it any longer than it needs to be, because Lord knows the second you see something, Pringle's gonna start fucking
What?
Laughing like a hyena, bro.
What?
Buddy won't shut up. Oh God, those lips are
Okay.
smacking.
lips.
Okay.
I mean, like we can make like I guess group or like guest podcasts like be 2 hours long instead of like the hour.
Oh God damn.
This fucking guy.
I mean, unless Pringle has a topic,
Like,
let's
you gotta
talk about
fucking re-listen to this shit.
Literally, what the fuck?
Fucking A. But if you to say, oh, let's do this 2-hour podcast and then just talk the whole time. And then he's gonna go to bed late and happen.
Like I'm just saying, like, you know, if we want to not be scared of the time limit, let's make it 2 hours since there is an additional person.
Okay, well, we are maybe for like Halloween as a Halloween.
Yeah,
special,
maybe the
we
next
won't
one.
care about it. But
When
he
you
acts
get
like
The
he's
Rock
gonna
on
be
here.
in it, bro. All good. I mean, shit, we'll get the Rock on here when we want to get the Rock on here, my brother.
All right.
We gotta hear
But it's fucking career going down the drain.
The Rock?
really.
Yeah.
What do you mean his career's going down the drain?
Why do you think he hasn't been posting movies? He's currently in a lawsuit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
did you know?
Well, this
anything,
could be
bro?
this could be for the next topic, but he's currently in a lawsuit with the WWE and more because he covered up a kidnapping allegedly.
Allegedly, we're not gonna talk about that
Kidnap
now.
someone, or he knows someone and didn't say
Someone
anything?
he knows and didn't say anything.
Yeah.
A former wrestler from the WWE. She's. I sound like.
Hey, save the details. Save the details. It's this podcast. This episode's pretty much over. We already said everything we need to say. Pringo doesn't have anything. You don't want to say anything, Pringo? Make this shit 3 hours long.
No.
And then I'll have your ass listen to this bitch. All right. Well,
Please
if that's pretty much it. We're not going to do an intermission. If there is a personal message either of you want to say, you can. I don't really have anything right now.
Mexican. I'm watching some Tim Tenders.
Okay.
There you go. Macy, did you want to share anything else?
That's it.
So many words
I know, right?
in one quack.
There you go. Pringo, did you want to say anything to the viewers?
No, I'm not gonna say that.
But he's still smacking them lips. Bro, stop messing with the soundboard. Okay, well,
Yeah, that's me.
that's
Sorry, I
pretty much
literally
it.
just figured out.
That's pretty much it. Well, thank you all for joining us on the Med Podcast. We'll see you next week. Dave will actually be starting school, so maybe we will have an episode.
I also will be starting school.
Maybe we'll have an episode.
I'll be able to talk about stupid shit at school. Talking about anyway. Yeah. Good night.
I want to talk shit about my.
Alright.
Oh, all right. You all right? Wait, did you finish?
Finish what?
Did you stop recording?
No, we're still recording.